Okay, so now that we got our plastic sheet from Goodwill, I think this used to be some kind of frame, but we're gonna be using it to cover up this cluster of wires. So I'm gonna be cutting this to size, pretty much make a block off plate. Just something about the way that the wires were routed. I can't tuck it at all. It's just that wires aren't long enough to go around in the corner, so I am forced to have this mess. I was in the back seat cleaning the car the other day, and it's pretty much all you notice when you're looking here. It just looks messy. It looks bad. I went to Goodwill and I picked up this sheet of plastic, what I thought. Not knowing how I was gonna cut it, I cut a little piece of it, and it turns out to be wood. I guess I can't tell the difference between plastic and wood. If anything, it might be easier to cut since it's particle wood or that cheap wood that comes in all the cheap things. Luckily, my roommates drink a lot of soda, so I have this cardboard available so I can cut a stencil and then I can cut into it, so it should be pretty painless. And this is the aftermath of trying to cut particle board with some electrical cutters. My hand's pretty much hurting. I want to give up. I wish I had a time machine so I can take all this back and just not get out of bed today. So I cut it well enough where it fits. I do have some black vinyl, which I'm probably gonna wrap this. I don't want the edges to show, but it's not perfect. It's gonna cover everything I want to cover. So, and I can still use my little coin thing. So, oh man, I just made a mess everywhere. There's particle board all over the dash. The next hard part would be, so there's two 10mm bolts here. I think that would be the perfect way to bolt this down. So I need to pretty much make two holes on this so I can bolt it down. Then I can start worrying about cleaning it up a little bit, cleaning up the edges and making sure it all works. So now I got two dots where the bolts go, and I'm just gonna transfer them onto here. One there, and one somewhere around here. So this is really embarrassing. I don't have access to a drill, so I came upstairs because I had a hammer and a nail. My thought process was just get a nail and a hammer and pierce a hole, and then grab a screwdriver or something to kind of make the hole bigger, just so I can fit one of these bolts so it can be mounted somewhat properly. This is really embarrassing, so I have no idea why I'm showing you this, but so I tapped the hole too close to the edge and I pretty much ripped the whole ear off. So I'm sitting here like flabbergasted. Also, I didn't have any sandpaper, so you can see the edges are a little jagged. So I tried to do this without a drill or sandpaper. Both of those things are really important to make this work. So now it looks like garbage, but I'm not gonna give up. So I cleaned this off with some alcohol and I'm gonna put some vinyl, just leftover vinyl I had from my roof. The good thing is I don't have a heat gun, so this is gonna be cold wrap. This was supposed to be such an easy little thing that was gonna be done in like 20 minutes. Although I don't have a lot of time in this so far. I paid $2 for this, so I'm gonna use it. My car is basically an IKEA car now because I'm using particle board. Good job, Jason. Just like that, just go to the corners. Okay, I am gonna take a little bit of time and kind of wrap this a little better than this, but you get the idea. Here we are, so this is the final product. So I massaged it a little bit so it looks a little bit nicer. It's nothing perfect. The edges are still sharp because I didn't have any sandpaper to sand down the actual material. So I do plan to get some actual ABS plastic and make it a little bit nicer. So now, this is just a temporary thing. This will work for now. Kind of sad that ears got cut off, but realistically that gives me more adjustment for the bolt. It'll work. I got this bubble here in the middle and I don't want to take it off because it might ruin it, but it's fine. I won't be able to see it. It'll be tucked up under the dash. Okay, so we're inside the car again. So the plan is to just kind of push everything back as best as I can. I'm not worried about the traction control off button because I do have a check engine light for my O2 sensor. At this point, I think it's my catalytic converter that's bad. So I'm not gonna replace it anytime soon, so I'm not worried about hiding this thing. Down the road, if I do get a new cat, I live in a county where emissions aren't being read, so it's not a big priority. I'm probably the first Lexus owner that put particle board in this car, and it's nothing to be proud of, I promise. It's kind of embarrassing. So actually I had to go back and make a little more of an aggressive cut here. It's actually pretty good right now. Yeah, it's good. I mean, I don't have to worry about it. It's a little cleaner. I can still use my coin tray, which is full of bolts. I'm actually low-key embarrassed about this because I'm trying to take pride of what I do in my car, and that was not very quality work. Had a lot of cutting, I didn't have the right tool for the job, so I resorted to brute force. Now I gotta throw this away. And my main concern is that I don't see any wires anymore, so I think the mission was a success. Even sitting from the back, you can't see anything, and it's pretty easy to take off. Total cost of the mod was $2 for the actual board, and I just had some leftover vinyl, so I'm gonna say $3-4 bucks, and a handful of mishap were priceless. It might not be pretty, but hey. You can't tell my amazing wrap job from here, so I'm gonna call that a win. Win-win-win.